Hello, dear students. Our today's lecture is Intellectual Property Rights. I am Dr. J.K.M. Sadiquzzaman, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Technology, University of North Bengal. Today, I want to discuss on intellectual property rights. Our discussion will be held in this way. First, I shall discuss the introduction, then classification of intellectual property rights. After discussion the classification of intellectual property rights, I shall try to explain the IPR system in India, and after that IPR policy in India will be discussed, and at the fourth point the discussion will be on IPR status of India, and at the last a conclusion will be drawn. Let's start. This is the introduction page. Now the question is, what is intellectual property? We can say that intellectual property or IP is related to human brain applied for creativity and invention. That is, intellectual property relates the human brain and activity. Now the next question is, what is intellectual property right? The answer is, various things such as manpower, time, energy, skill, money, etc. are required to invent or create something new. As per law, legal rights or monopoly rights are given to creator. Monopoly rights are given to creator or innovator to harvest the economic benefits on their invention or creation. These rights are known as intellectual property rights. Now we can discuss on the intellectual property rights. The intellectual property rights, which is abbreviated as IPR, are territorial rights that can be registered with a legal authority in some presentable or tangible form, which can be sold or bought or licensed, similar to physical property. IPR provides a secure environment for investors, scientists, artists, designers, traders, etc. to encourage innovation. In the present scenario of globalization, IPR is the focal point in global trade practices and livelihood across the world. To support innovation and development objectives of a country, a balanced IPR system is one of the key mechanisms. The development of any society directly depends on IPR that is on intellectual property rights and its policy framework, that is the development of any society is dependent on IPR and its policy framework. Lack of IPR awareness results in the death of inventions, high risk of economic loss, and decline of an intellectual era in the country. Lack of IPR awareness results in the death of inventions, high risk of economic loss, and decline of an intellectual era in the country. The next point will be discussed now. It is classification of intellectual property rights. In this point, there are some sub-points. The intellectual property rights is classified in various points like patent, trademark, copyright and related right, geographic indications of source, industrial design, trade secrets, semiconductor integrated circuit of layout design, protection of plant varieties and farmers' right, protection of biological diversity. Now, I am trying to describe these sub-points. On the basis of type of invention and creation of human mind and their application, the intellectual property rights are classified into the points mentioned earlier. The first point is patent. A patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention which is a product or a process that provides in general a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. Patentability of any invention needs to fulfill certain criteria such as usefulness, novelty, and non-obviousness. It provides protection for the invention to the owner of the patent for a limited period, that is for 20 years. The next point is trademark. A trademark is a distinctive sign which identifies certain goods or services as those produced or provided by a specific person or enterprise. It may be on or a combination of words, letters, and numerals. The next point is copyright and related right. Copyright is a legal term describing rights given to creators for their literary and artistic works. Creators often sell their rights to individuals or companies who are best able to market the works in return for payment. These payments are often made dependent on the actual use of the work and are referred as royalties. The next point is geographic indications of source. A geographical indication or GI is a sign used on goods that have a specific geographical origin and possess qualities, reputation, or characteristics that are essentially attributable to that place of origin. Here, I want to provide an example. On 14th November 2007, the GI Registry of India granted West Bengal the GI status for Banglar Rasagolla. That is, West Bengal get the GI status for Banglar Rasagolla in 2017. The next point is industrial design. It refers to creative activity which results in the ornamental or formal appearance of a product. The design right refers to a novel or original design. The next point is trade secrets. Any confidential business information which provides a competitive mindset to a firm is considered as trade secret. Unauthorized use of such information is considered as unfair practice and violation of the trade secret. Contrary to patent, trade secret is protected without registration. We have seen earlier that patent is registered, but here give attention to the point that trade secret is without registration. The next point is semiconductor integrated circuit of layout design, which is abbreviated as SICLD, Semiconductor Integrated Circuit of Layout Design. All electronic gadgets are very compact nowadays due to their integrated circuits. These designs of circuits are creation of human mind as a consequence of enormous investments and efforts of highly qualified experts. The next point is protection of plant varieties and farmers' right. The objective of this act is to recognize the role of farmers as cultivators and conservers for the development of new plant varieties and availability of high quality seeds. The next point is protection of biological diversity. The Biological Diversity Act provides benefit to the persons having knowledge and information related to the uses of biological resources. Here, 9 point is discussed for classification of intellectual property rights. That is, there are 9 types of intellectual property rights. The next point is the IPR system in India. The IPR system in India exists from the time of British colonial rule. That is, we can observe that this system is very old in our country. It exists from the time period of British colonial rule. As India moved towards liberalization, privatization, and globalization in the 1990s and later, Indian policymakers made adjustments to keep up with the growing needs of domestic and international stakeholders. The next point is IPR policy in India. Here we can observe that there are 7 types of IPR policy in India. These are IPR awareness, generation of IPRs, legal and legislative framework, administration and management, commercialization of IPR, enforcement and adjudication, human capital development. Now, I shall try to explain these 7 points. In 2016, India has adopted an IPR policy. The policy lays down 7 objectives which are as follows. IPR awareness. The first point among the 7 objectives, the first objective is IPR awareness. It is to create public awareness about the economic, social, and cultural benefits of intellectual property rights among all sections. This is the first objective of IPR policy in India. Now, the second objective is generation of intellectual property rights or generation of IPRs. India has a large talent pool of scientific and technological talent spread over R&D institutions, that is research and development institutions, enterprises, universities, and technical institutes. It needs to tap this fertile knowledge resource and to stimulate the creation of IP assets. That is, there is needs to tap this fertile knowledge resource and to stimulate the creation of IP assets. The third point is legal and legislative framework. It is framed out to have strong and effective intellectual property right laws or IPR laws, which balance the rights of owners with larger public interest. Now, we will discuss the fourth point. It is administration and management. This fourth point, administration and management, it is concerned to modernize and strengthen service-oriented IPR administration. The objective of this point is to modernize and strengthen service-oriented IPR administration. The next objective of IPR policy is commercialization of IPR. It is considered to get value for IPRs through commercialization. The next point, that is the next objective of IPR policy, is enforcement and adjudication. This point is included to strengthen the enforcement and adjudicatory mechanisms. And the final objective of IPR policy is human capital development. Human capital development. The target of this objective is to strengthen and expand human resources, institutions, and capacities for teaching, training, research, and skill build-up in intellectual property rights. Now, we shall discuss the IPR status of India. Here, a presentation is given for IPR status in India. According to the report of 2017, Indian rank on the Global Innovation Index GII, Global Innovation Index GII, is 60 out of 127 countries. According to the report of 2017, Indian rank on the Global Innovation Index GII is 60 out of 127 countries. India ranks 14 overall in the presence of global research and development companies, considerably better than lower and middle income groups. A summary of Indian patents is shown in table on. Here the table on is showing the data for top 5 Indian patentees. Here the first name of the organization is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. The patent granted is 113. And the second position is for Samsung Research and Development Institute, India Bangalore Private Limited. Its patent number of granted patent is 55. Around 50% of the number of CSIR. The third position goes to Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. Their number for granted patents is 45. And the IITs, Indian Institute of Technology, is in 4th position, and their number of granted patents is 40. And among the 5, the 5th position is for DRDO, that is for Defense Research and Development Organization. Their granted patents number is 32. From this table, it is clear that CSIR, that is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, has good result in comparison to the others. Now, the conclusion. I want to conclude here the today's discussion. India is on its way to adopt a balanced approach towards creation of betterment of the IPR industry as a whole. Recent developments need much improvement in the overall security of intellectual property and encouragement to create more intellectual property in the country. India is having all the resources in terms of available raw material, cheap labor, and dedicated skilled manpower, no doubt India will be marked on international map as Creative India, Innovative India. Creative India, Innovative India. Now, I am at the end of my session. At this point, I would like to express my deep sense and gratitude to the officials involved in organizing the session, to all persons of my department and university, and to the audience, and also to all who helped me to prepare this lecture. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.